What is going on, everyone? It is Bobo Mac, and today on Crisis in the Toyverse, we are going to be unboxing and reviewing the Batman Ascending Knight, part of the 112 collective from Mezco. This thing is phenomenal. It's got a great look to it that harkens back to old school Batman, but with a new school look, with that added special touch that Mezco brings. Now, the front of the package is like so. You see the side here, and if we bring it around to the back, you can see all the fun stuff that's included with this guy. But this isn't about packaging. Let's go ahead and get this guy unboxed and look at this gray and black version of Batman. Alrighty, we are unboxed and ready to rock and roll. This Ascending Knight Batman just has a presence and a look to him that is not only awesome, but it's very cool on a shelf and holding in your hand. Now, there are several versions of the Ascending Knight out there. Of course, we have the crazy priced Toy Fair exclusive black on black version of the Ascending Knight. And then we have coming soon the PX exclusive, which is a gray and blue scheme. And then we have the Mezco exclusive, which is a black scheme with a gold belt. And finally, we have this version right here in the gray scheme with the gold belt. All in all, I think it looks fantastic. It's a very good release. Bottom line is you should go out and pick out this guy as soon as you can before the prices start going through the roof. But with that being said, let's go ahead and examine it a lot more further here. So I'm going to go ahead and bring it in right now, and let's look at the head sculpt, because this is definitely a Batman who's starting out, and you can see Mezco's influence in early Batman appearances, especially in Detective Comics. I believe, what is it, like 27 through like 30, probably 33. It's definitely early Batman, to say the least. The logo is definitely harkens back to the early Batman. The belt sort of does too. It has a classic yet modern feel to it. And the gauntlets, of course, have that same appeal factor to it as well. I know some people are wondering, like, they should have went with purple and stuff, but you know, it would have been cool to see as a variant, but I'm totally cool with the black here. And as for the suit itself, it's a two-layered suit, as you can see. We have the silicone on the front, underneath the, the gray parts with the texturing and stuff done. That looks very nice throughout. And then we got these military-style boots here that work very well, too. And have two different shades of black on them. All in all, it's pretty fantastic, if I say so myself. And let's just go ahead and cover the cape briefly, because I want to let you guys know that this cape is actually pretty cool. So with the cape sprawled out, you can see that it definitely has that 1930s feel to it, especially with the way the cape is cut and whatnot, which I think is very cool. It definitely adds an extra layer to this Batman that makes it even that much more fun. Alright guys, now that we've covered the cape, let's just go ahead and break down the articulation on the Ascending Knight. So, let's get the camera to work with us here. Now, in terms of the head, Batman can look back a good amount, which is always nice. He can look down a good amount for that brooding look, looking down on the crime of Gotham. We got some side-to-side action, which works very well for Batman with attitude. There goes the head. Now, it does sit a little loose on there, but it's not a deal breaker by any stretch of the imagination. And of course, you get that 360 exorcist thing going on. If I move the cape to the side, we can look at the arms. It goes up that high, it goes back down, and you can bring it around that much. I wouldn't go any further than that. Well, actually, you know what? You could get almost a 360 thing. You got definitely 180, so that ain't too shabby. You got a bicep cut at the bicep. You got a double bend at the elbow, and we have a swivel and rotation at the wrist, which allows up and down motion. And come on, criminals, bring it type vibe to it. Now, in terms of the upper body, he can definitely go back quite a bit. He can go down and crouch. And the nice thing is, since the belt's rotating, you can definitely make that work for toy photography and things of that nature. He does have a diaphragm joint that allows side to side and twisting at the top there, which is always nice. It doesn't seem to be any rotation at the waist, but it could just be stiff on mine. Now, in terms of the legs, Batman can definitely kick out in Kung Fu action. If you bring it back down, he can kick forward a good amount, and he can go back ever so slightly. We do have a thigh cut in there as well to help you out with that, but we do have double jointed knees, which work tremendously. No boot cut or anything of that nature, but we do have a hinge on the foot that allows it to go back and forward so much, and you get a little bit of ankle rocking, which works out pretty good if I say so myself. And of course, peg holes at the bottom. So all in all, this Ascending Knight, you're going to have lots of fun posing and doing crazy Batman kicks, flips, and crouching and things of that nature with. It is not hindered by the cloth at all. With that being said, let's go ahead and break down the fun part now. Accessories. Before we continue on to the accessories, I wanted to talk about how Batman fits into various Batmobiles. Now, of course, on your screen, you're seeing the DC Collectibles Batman the Animated Series Batmobile, and he does fit in, no problems with that. However, with the Mattel RC-controlled Justice League Batmobile, his ears are a bit too high for it, unfortunately, and you definitely don't want to break those or damage those, so I definitely wanted to just let you guys know that. As for hands, in terms of accessories, we get a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hands that definitely serve various functions and needs, which is cool because for the first accessory we have here is the Bat Crossbow. Now this thing's done fantastically, and if you put it in his trigger hand, he holds it quite well, to be completely honest with you. It looks very cool. It's something unique and different to Batman that works. Moving on to the head, as you can see, it is a very young Bruce Wayne who's just starting out. The head looks great, it's painted awesomely, and it sits upon the body very well. It definitely has a Michael Keaton vibe to it, which isn't a bad thing. Moving on from the head, and as you can see, we have the Bat grapple gun with 3 different hooks. The gun itself is painted very nice, it looks great, but 3 hooks are awesome. We got an open hook, a closed hook, and a hook with rope with it. And as you can see in these next shot, they work out wonderfully with Batman. And as an added bonus, that grapple gun fits into the back very nicely. And lastly, you see the open hook there ready for action. And moving on, as you can see, we have the Bat Brick. Not sure what it does, but it does fold in half. I've used it here to smash some bad guy's face in, but if that wasn't enough, we get 10 batarangs, which means I'm going to lose about 6 of them. But it was nice that they were included. As you can see, Batman holds them very well, no problems. They look fantastic, and they just add that Batman flair to it that you always want. And lastly, we have the base and the flight stands and all that fun jazz. You got the wire bendy clips, which help you maneuver the cape. But in addition to that, you also get the flight stand with the clip to help the bendy wires. And finally, we have the Bat stand. Now let's go to a video seeing it all in action. So here we are with Batman on the stand, along with the flight pole and the clips placed in. You can definitely make it work. It's not my favorite thing to use, but it's always nice that Mezco takes the extra step to include said items. Help get your Batman in any pose you want from a display standpoint. It is very cool. It does take some time, like most of you already know. But at the end of the day, it's not too shabby. So that's going to pretty much do it for that portion of this. Let's go ahead and move on to our size comparison and take it from there. Alright guys, here we are with our size comparison. Now this is just a sampling of some of the Batmans that Mezco has done as it compares to this new Ascending Knight. And I gotta say, all these guys look great with each other. It's cool, it's fun, it definitely got a unique vibe to it. And obviously you could tell the love and passion that Mezco puts in to each and every one of their Batman figures. But overall, like I said, this Ascending Knight Batman is definitely a lot of fun, and I'm very happy to have it in my collection. Now this thing went on sale on Mezco last week, all orders shipped out. There is a wait list on it right now, but the truth is you shouldn't have too hard of a time at the time of this video locating one for yourselves. But don't wait too long, as anybody who can tell you who collects Mezco, the prices jump on these amazingly fast. So don't leave yourself in the dust with it. But guys, with that being said, I'm here to wrap things up. I want to say thank you for taking time out of your day to see what's going on here, because I really appreciate that. So thank you very much. Keep up the support. Leave me a like, comment, share, dislike, whatever you want. I'm open to all and any feedback. Also, I got a lot of stuff to plug, so let's just roll through it. This wonderful backdrop that you see that I showcased as Batman in is courtesy of Extreme-Sets.com. Go visit them and see what they're cooking in terms of pop-ups and backgrounds for your action figures. Also, while you're at it, head over to undercovercapes.com for all things geekery in the podcast verse. And for all in toy and collectible needs, head over to bigbadtoystore.com. And finally, on Instagram, throw a follow at Toy Lover Crew to see some amazing toy photography. Guys, I got a slideshow at the end. Take care, and until next time, great googly moogly.